and we have an amazing show for you guys tonight. I pray that you guys are staying safe and sanitized. I pray that you guys are having a great week so far. Before we kick off the show, we always like to start with thanking our sponsors. The Chelley Roy Show is sponsored by Built on Survival Skills Apparel. We're also sponsored by Liquid Lipo, where you could lose up to a pound a day. We have a huge lineup for you guys. We're going to be talking all things from a Black male's perspective, and then we're going to be talking about this Summer and Cigar Soul Festival. So you guys stay tuned because up next we're going to be talking to Mr. Derrick Holmes, Mr. Tony Marshall, and this Mr. Brandon Chastang. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick break. Welcome back, you guys. My next guest, well, my first guest, he's not a stranger. You guys know him. He is a legend in the DMV area and all the surrounding areas. He's an amazing singer. He has an amazing band. He's here to promote his new Summer and Cigar Soul Festival. So you guys help me welcome Mr. Derrick Holmes. Welcome, Derrick. Welcome. How are you?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Trying to stay cool and hydrated, but now trying to stay dry because it's raining pretty heavy outside. Well, depending on where you are.
Right. Yeah, it rained a little bit here, but then it stopped. I'm in the Upper Marlboro area.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good to see you. It's been a minute.
Yeah, but it's good to be back. Thank you for
Absolutely.
having me again.
Absolutely. I wouldn't change it. I told you I wanted you to come back. I know you're working on some new music. I know we said we were going to have you back so that you could share that with us. But let's talk a little bit about this Summer Cigar Soul Festival.
All right, so it's the first ever Summer Soul Cigar and Music Festival, and we're having it at the American Legion in Charles County on September 3rd from noon to 8 p.m.
Okay.
And the lineup is Kendrick the Family Soul.
Wow.
DC Vibe.
Yeah.
All right. My sister and my brother series company with Kim and Scooby.
Oh, wow.
Let It Flow, Secret Society. And we have DJ Easy, DJ Shablast, and it's hosted by Autumn Joy.
Wow. Now that was a mouthful. So we definitely have to break that down. First and foremost, I know you said this is you guys' first one. So congrats on that. And I know it's going to be big. So what made you guys decide to do this? And how is it different, I guess, from some of the other festivals?
Well, the first thing that makes it different is that I'm a part of the promotion. So usually I'm just booked on there, but now I'm a part of the promotion. So that's why I'm here promoting. So it was basically my brother Junie and Doc from Cigar 210, the owner of Cigar 210, now Privileged Cigar Lounge in Waldorf, came up with the idea we wanted to do a festival, but we're all cigar smokers, so we wanted to add the cigar piece to it. And we started it last year, but we kind of started too late, and so we picked it up this year, and things basically came into play, and we're here. That's where we're here. We actually already sold out all the tents. So
As I knew you would.
But you still can get general admission lawn tickets.
That is awesome. So I love the fact that you guys incorporated the cigars in there because that's a thing. Like I just recently learned that, just like people have bike clubs, like your regular bike clubs,
Right.
motorcycle clubs, like they have cigar clubs.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
All over too, though, just not in chapters. So you might have one cigar club that has chapters in different cities.
Wow. So what's a chapter?
Just like you would have a fraternity when you're or a sorority. So so if you're part of the Kappas, you may have a DC chapter once you graduate that you go and have meetings with and still fellowship with.
That's serious. I did
Right?
not know that was a thing. So that's really, really good. And so you guys have sold out. So does that mean the
Well, we
booths,
sold out of the tents.
the tents? Okay.
So general admission tickets are still available for
Okay.
$65. You can go online at universe.com and search within there because I don't know the correct URL, but it's Summer Soul. So even if
Okay.
you Google universe.com Summer Soul, you'll be able to find the link to purchase your tickets online.
Okay.
There are also tickets available at Shooter Sports, 7736 Marlboro Pike, District Heights, Maryland. And
That's
as well as if you check any of my page, Junie's page, R&B marketing, you'll see various posts with links of how to get your lawn tickets.
I absolutely love that. And I'll be promoting it more as well. So that's another way where people can, go buy their tickets and know what's happening. That's exciting. So you said you guys started last year, but it was nearing the summer. So is this kind of going to be like a yearly thing where you kind of do it around the same time, or you just really want to
Yes.
start doing a yearly?
Yeah, that's the plan to be annual.
Okay.
And yeah, it's an annual.
Okay. That's going to be really good. So talk to me about the lineup. How did you guys decide who was going to be a part of the lineup?
Um, so we know we wanted to reach a certain type of audience,
Mm-hmm.
and so we grabbed the acts that we knew here that would, kind of cater towards the musical ear
Yeah.
somewhat. And we were touring with getting Kendrick in the family soul, but it wasn't working out in the beginning. So like probably about a month ago, we opened up a good door and they came aboard. So once we added them,
Amen.
that's when sales just started going crazy.
They are amazing. And
Yes.
they're just one of those duos that are just classics. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Never go out of style. So that's amazing. I can't wait. So I know you said that you're normally used to being promoted on the actual event. So how does it feel to be in the promoter seat this time?
It's a lot more work. It's a
You
lot more
up
work,
for
and
it though? You
a
up
lot
for
more
it?
work, a lot more stress, because now you invested.
Yes.
So you put more work up. And so I apologize to the other promoters whose festival that I'm on, that I'm not promoting yours the same amount that I'm promoting by. But my
Oh
money is up.
my God.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just, but you wait till the end result happens and you see things come together and you just feel pleased afterwards.
Absolutely. I'm excited. So what day is the third on? I haven't even checked. I know it's probably a
That
weekend.
is a Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
That's the Saturday before Labor Day, Sunday.
Labor Day. Yeah, I knew it was before Labor Day. I just wasn't sure if it was that Sunday or that actual Monday. So, any reason why you guys, I know it's your first year. I know you have to, kind of crawl before you walk, so to speak. So, any reason as to why you guys didn't do a whole weekend? You just can't give
Ah,
people one day and just be like,
yeah,
see
yeah,
you
yeah,
next
yeah. Just exactly what you just said, Chelley. Crawl before you walk. Yeah, crawl before you walk. I
Yes.
mean, that would have took the budget through the roof too. So,
Right.
you want to get it going first, and then you may be able to open up some other doors and maybe do 2 days.
This is gonna be major though. I
Yeah.
already see it. I
Oh,
already see
yeah,
it.
yeah, it is. I mean, the responses that we're getting now is beautiful, and yeah, I got high hopes for it.
Oh, I know it's gonna do well. You're
Yeah,
on the ticket, Scooby, Kindred Family Soul, and who was the other group?
Secret Society
Secret Society is
and
nice.
and and Let It Flow, hosted by Autumn Joy,
Yes,
DJ Easy, and DJ Shablast.
that's gonna be nice. And you said from 12 to 8?
Correct. This is
That is
correct.
gonna be really, really nice.
Yes.
And where did you say it was
The
located?
American Legion on Livingston Road down in Charles County. So
I'm trying
it's
to
um it's down by a lot of people are familiar with Lamont's complex down there where they throw events at, but it's down Indiana Highway, and you just make a left on Livingston Road
before
once
you
you
get
get
to 28.
past 228. There
Oh, so
there
India at the
there,
bottom.
there are about 14 Livingston Roads on 210, but
Okay.
yeah,
Let's be clear.
yeah,
Yes.
I think it's the last one. It's down by the Bryan's Road Firehouse and all that
Ah,
down there. Yeah,
gotcha. Okay, so at the very bottom, right before you get to the base.
right. It's down there.
Okay.
So after you pass 228, there's another one. You'll turn on.
Gotcha. I haven't been down there. I'm gonna have to drive down there to see exactly where it is because that sounds like that's big to accommodate everything that you guys doing.
Yeah, it's a nice sized lawn there.
It seems
Yes.
like it. So, do you guys have any more room for vendors or do you
Well,
guys need vendors or what do you need?
well,
What else do you
the
need?
vendor slots currently are gone,
That's good.
but as the if more ticket sales come on and we need to accommodate the people, then we'll probably start adding more food vendors.
Okay. That and then you beat me to it because I was gonna
Yeah.
ask.
So I'm not sure about the like merchant vendors and things of that nature. I'm not sure if we have a cutoff on that though.
Got you. I was referring to the merchant vendors, but then I was gonna ask you about the food vendors.
Yeah. So I'm more concerned about eating.
Yeah. Yes, we definitely have to have that. So, who are the food vendors so far?
Uh, your guess is as good as mine. I mean,
Okay.
I know we have a variety of different types of food coming, but
Okay.
they sent their request through an email and they were responded to.
Gotcha. Okay. And I am not trying to put you on the spot at all. I'm just trying to get
No,
as
no,
much
man, yeah,
information as possible because I like to eat too. So I'm just trying to figure out, who's
right.
going to be there and then what that process really entail.
Yeah, so we had some very good help. So, this project, the reason why part of it didn't happen last year is because we weren't in order. So
That's fair. Thank
yeah,
you for being
so
transparent.
once
Yeah.
we hired R&B marketing, Rena, to help us, she put
Shout
order
out to
in
Rena.
place.
Listen,
Yeah, and she
Rena
don't play.
doesn't play.
Yeah, she don't play. So the vendors and things of that nature went through her.
Good.
So I stay out the way.
Good. And that's important that, everybody knows what their strengths and weaknesses are, and then
Correct.
everybody knows what their roles are. But it's important that you have a good team. Then everything starts to flow. So you're in good hands and you're great at what you do too. But Rena is really, really good. That's why I
Really.
said I know this is gonna do well.
Right.
I know you guys are gonna get to that 2-day weekend in no time.
That's right. Speaking into existence.
Absolutely. I
There we
already
go.
see it. I already see it. For sure. Already see it. So, I'm putting you on the spot again. Is there a way that you could leave us with something that you may be singing? Anything new you working on? A little something, something?
Oh,
Or go
like you mean like leave you like singing?
ahead. Yes.
They're like, what if I'm like Milli Vanilli? Like I really don't sing. I got to lip sync.
I don't believe that. No, no, no. Says the man that doesn't practice and you just show up and everything just
Right.
flows.
So I'll give you a hook of a song that we're going to probably put out in the near future.
I'll take that.
Are you ready?
Yes.
My baby girl, sweet and sincere. My baby girl, shining loud and clear. My baby girl, I give you the world. My baby girl. The song is called Baby Girl.
Oh my God, I got that. And listen, the guys are rocking in the background. They love that. Y'all love that, right, Brandon, Tony? They are cheering you on, Derrick. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So one last time, tell everybody where they can get their tickets. I know there's still lawn seats available. If there's volunteers, whatever you guys need, just let us know where we can go get the tickets and where they can find you.
Okay. So it's the first annual Summer Soul Cigar and Music Festival, September 3rd, American Legion, Livingston Road, Charles County, Maryland. All right. Noon to 8 p.m. is Kindred Family Soul, DC Vibe, Serious Company, Let It Flow, Secret Society, and DJ Shablast, DJ Easy, hosted by Autumn Joy. Tickets are available at Shooter Sports, 7736 Marlboro Pike, District Heights, Maryland, or online at universe.com. Just search for Summer Soul, because I don't know the actual URL, or just Google universe Summer Soul, and it'll come up and give you a link. Or you can follow me on DC Vibe, at DC Vibe on Instagram and Facebook, and you'll see various links there. Or you can go on my website, dcvibe.com. There will be a link there to get your tickets if you want them online. But if you want to, and also some of the other promoters will have tickets as well. So once you go on the social, it's Presidential Entertainment, Social Butterflies, and Privilege Lounge, which is DOP. So it's tickets available in Waldorf as well at Privilege Cigar Lounge, which just opened up.
Got it.
You can go there and get tickets as well.
That's good to know. Okay. It's good to know just in case they can't get to you. So it's good to have those different locations. So that's good.
And I will say you can bring no outside tents. You can bring your coolers, but you're not supposed to bring outside alcohol. There will be alcohol on the premises. So
thank you for going over
and you can bring your own lawn chair.
But you can bring your own lawn chair, your own cooler, but you can't bring your own tent. Is there a reason why?
Because we sold tents. Those tents are set up around the perimeter.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
So the lawn area will be open so that the vision is not blocked.
Got it. Okay. So you guys did it the way that made sense to you, so that all the tents and stuff were the same size. That makes sense.
Correct.
Okay. No, that's perfect. Anything else they need to know? Because that's important, because sometimes the website may not have all of those small details, and those are important.
No, not that I can think of right now.
Okay. No, this is good. So you guys be sure to follow Derrick at DC Vibe and go get your tickets, guys. The first annual Summer and Cigar Music Festival. That's going to be dope. I will see you guys.
Okay.
I will definitely see you guys. It was great talking to you, so you can hang out backstage, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you much.
We're going to go to a quick break, you guys. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Chelley Roy Show. I am your host, Chelley Roy, and my next guest is a chef. He's also Mr. Black Wall Street. You guys help me welcome Mr. Tony Marshall. Welcome, Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Well, I'm doing amazing. Real busy day.
Absolutely. Busy is good. You know what I mean? It's always good to be productive. So that's really good. That's really good. So I just jumped right into things with Derrick because I was super excited to talk to him about this Cigar Soul and Music Festival. I forgot to even do the icebreakers. So we're going to do some icebreakers, if that's okay with you. Let's start with some of the icebreakers. How do you feel about paying for the first date? And I'm not putting you on the spot. This is just all for fun.
Well,
I bet you're glad you missed the icebreakers, aren't you, Derrick? I see you back there laughing. I'm sorry, Tony.
It depends on who asked for the date.
That's fair.
Now we're in a modern day time where our women can spoil us too.
Agreed. I like the way you said that. Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
We deserve a meal too, correct?
100%. 100. I 100% agree with that. How do you feel about opening a door for a woman?
I think that's standard, but it's like now, the way society has depicted things, most of our women has this, I can say with that false sense of independence that they want it, but then they shy away from it. So It's kind of up in the air. You never know. Depends
But are
on.
you open to it? Is that your thing? I
Oh
definitely
yeah. Oh, no question. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely get the response of, some women have that big masculine energy, but are you open to, being that man and just opening the door for a woman?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Got it.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Things you could leave behind: shopping or eating out.
Eating out.
Okay. Okay. FaceTime or text. Things you can leave behind.
Um. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. Being a CEO, FaceTime. Sometimes you can't be there. You can be out of the country, or you can be in another state. So I would say, because I'm kind of old school, I would take away the text, because most
Okay.
times, they get misconstrued.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's true. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just really preference. So,
mhm.
the next one is the category of which would you prefer: casual dating or monogamy?
um, I think the casual dating, because you never know. It depends on where you are in your life. Because a lot of times people are like in the phase of getting in a career, or again, as for me, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so getting into that. So, but I definitely think date nights are very important. So that's key.
No, that is very key. Even
Yeah.
when you do get into a monogamous relationship, just continually, keeping up the spark and dating, that's really important. Um,
Yeah.
one last question for the icebreakers. How would you spend $1 million?
How would I spend $1 million on the elderly, the youth, the underserviced, and the underserviced?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great way, actually. I always ask that question because it's interesting just to hear the perspectives of people and where they are. So that's really good. So now we
Yeah.
can get into who Tony Marshall is and what's your story.
Well, I'm a serial entrepreneur. Came from, some rough beginnings. Um, Never really had a childhood. So it was, certain things was kind of forced on me. Made a few major mistakes because I had to. But when I kind of got my burns together, I got myself together. I got into coaching around about 18 or 19, and mentorship. So then, like about 2 years later, I drifted into the mental health, and you know, um, just doing a whole lot of stuff. And I realized, I was in a culinary field real heavy, and I realized that, I needed more time to do what God told me to do. So I
Mm.
stepped in entrepreneurship, stepped out on faith, and started to build my empire, Black Wall Street Enterprise.
So talk to me a little bit about I can't talk, what Black Wall Street Enterprise is and what it's comprised of.
Well, I came across some literature, the Renaissance movement and the Black Wall Street Enterprise. And I started studying it deeper because it intrigued me of, how, you know, um, they never really depicted or shared with us about this, wonderful thing that we had, because it was trying to hide the disgrace that it undertook, of them coming in and infiltrating it. So what God placed in my heart was, this is why it's a hyphen in the name in Black Wall Street, is rebuild it, restructure it, but have an infrastructure, have a
Mhm.
military behind it, have, which when I say military protection, um, teach people true financial wealth, not just finances, because money is a tool. So he
It
told me to start to tap into the mind and in the psyche, because most of us have often adopted this narrative that we don't know who we are. So in the midst of us going through that, we have psychological disconnects with how it relates to us adapting to society, coping, and a whole lot of stuff, especially in the area of mourning. A lot of people in our culture really don't know how to mourn correctly because we was never really taught. So that really intrigued me. And then how most of the time they demonize the black man. I was a young man, but I knew eventually I'm gonna turn into an older black man. And the way they depicted us, I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy the narrative. I didn't the way we were treated. Because if you drive nice cars, you automatically a drug dealer. If you got nice clothes on, you automatically this, or you're a chauvinist, you this, you that. So we are often labeled. So I wanted to start this enterprise and build this enterprise to be an example for those that grew up around me and that's growing up after me.
That's really, really important. And you said a lot, and I know you said you really didn't have a childhood. And I think that your experiences allow you, to be in a position where you can inspire the youth and that you're also relatable. You know what I mean? So the other thing, and while we're talking about changing the perspective of the Black male, talk to me about why it's important to change that narrative, especially for the future Black males that are coming behind us.
Yeah, well, here's my motto. And I tell all the young men, young Black men and young Black women, I let them know, I say, I once was young and I hope to be old. So in the middle, I'm going to do the work. It's very important to be the example. Demonstration is better than your word, because right now the youth is in a situation to where they really don't have value of life. So if you can express your value of life just by walking up to them and hug them, telling them you love them. A lot of young men haven't experienced that, and a lot of our young women haven't experienced that. Somebody just loving them just because who they are, not because of what they can do for them. So us being an example, especially as men, is very imperative because it can save our youth lives. If they see a Black man really standing up for what's going on, we got a whole lot of issues we dealing with, because when we hit that door, we in a war. So it's a constant war. So we always have to retreat so that we can get healed, our wounds can get healed and all of that. So when we go back in the war, we can continue to be that demonstration. So
well said. Well said. Something else you said that's very important. Just telling that person that you love them, just really showing them that you care. Oftentimes, you know how we talk about words having power and being mindful of, what you put into the universe. What you put into the universe, you typically get back. It's also important for us to lead with healing words, such as what you just said. You know what I mean? Because it can be something small. I'm praying for you. You're doing an amazing job. You're beautiful. You're handsome. Something that could just spark the person. And you never know. I mean, oftentimes we're all going through something, right? You just never know. And oftentimes people see us on the outside, but you can't tell what's going on the inside. So just being positive and allowing your words to be healing, I think, is also helpful.
Well, on a mental aspect, Chelley, how I interpret it, I share with people this. I say, you have to understand. First, I give them a warning. I say, don't take this to an offense. But we all are dressed up garbage cans. Some can hide it better than others. But we're dressed up garbage cans. And I asked them, have you had your trash dumped this week? So you know how weekly you accumulate trash?
Wow.
Daily, hourly, your spirit accumulates trash. And you have to have somewhere to dump it.
That's good.
So you got to be ready for pickup. So the pickup is what you eternally digest, what you digest spiritually. Because like as I shared with you after we met and the encouragement and stuff, what you speak and the seed you sow into the universe, the earth will yield its harvest, whether it's good or bad. So we have to be mindful of that some of us are eating off the harvest of our ancestors that was bad harvests. But the only way that you can get over a bad harvest is if you go and pick it and reseed. So
Yeah.
we have to come behind and we have to reseed, Queen, so that we can understand that, hey, our harvest don't have to be a bad one.
That is
It can
so,
be good.
I love that. The whole reseeding, the whole um, analogy of getting rid of the trash, dumping the trash, 'cause that's necessary.
Yeah.
And it's a everyday, all day effort. You know what I mean?
You know, is Chelley, is a constant battle in a balance,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times they have depicted, you know, like I was sharing with you earlier in conversation last week, that the black man, if he's not provided, and provision to us has been perverted. If
Mm-hmm.
he's not a provider, then the black man is less than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I shared with people not too long ago, they have perceived us or seen us as 3/5 of a man. So now, as we graduate, and we cannot, you know, take away that is where we were at one moment. So now, even though we're progressing, don't just settle. Don't just settle for less. We can have the best, we can do the best, we can experience the best, but it have to be in your mindset that, hey, I have to take this trash out every week or every day. I have to dump it every day. And how you do that is you just talk to God, share
Amen.
with Him your concerns.
Amen. That is so true. It's a constant battle and it's a constant assertive effort, and you have to be intentional about it. So that is very true. Talk to me about um, what made you get into football and what that does for you in terms of your inner being, your inner healing, in terms of you being able to impact the youth.
Well, what got me into coaching, because I coach several sports. I train people in boxing, track, basketball, football, whatever. If there's a ball involved, hockey, whatever, I will learn it and I will teach it. One thing that I learned is that is the bait that God gives me to reach, or the
Mm,
conduit to reach the big fish. The big fishes, which is our future leaders. Um, if we don't pour into them, one day we can become their victim.
that's true.
So the
That's
more that I pour into them, the more that I will become their victor, because they will look at me and say, hey, Coach Tony truly loved us with the heart of God. I tell people this: my heart is too broken to love you. So I love you with the heart of God, because
mm,
my heart, my regular love has a contingency plan. If you don't do this, you don't do that. So if I love you without expectation, then there's no way I can be disappointed, and I can always instantly forgive you. So that's my method, because there's a lot of these young men and young women that have been going through so much, and is this narrative go around, hurt people, hurt people. I really
mm.
don't believe that, because that hurt person can become healed. So it
That's
depends on which H you're focusing on. Are you focusing on the hurt, or are you focusing on the healing? And I'm a prime example, because 3 months ago, today, my daughter passed. So when you're
oh,
dealing with stuff like that, and then before that, my dad, then before that, my godmom, then my baby sister. So it's been four within a year and a half.
wow.
Um, but what helps me is I am here for a purpose.
Amen. You are.
So I don't have, although I be, deal with my emotional state at times, I don't have time to be sad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time to, I have time to properly grieve and get the proper help I need.
Okay.
So yeah, so that is my focus. I'm focusing on the right age. I'm not focusing on the hurt. I'm focusing on the heal.
Right. And that's a good perspective. And I'm glad that you are allowing yourself to grieve, and prayers are up for you and your family, because it is so important that you take the time to grieve. Whatever that process is, however it looks like, it's
Mhm.
important that you do that. That's very, very important. And as far as the hurt people, I do agree that if you're not healed, then you will continue
Right.
to hurt. But I do believe that hurt people do hurt people, because they're operating in a space of that's the only thing that they know. That's the only capacity in
Right.
which they are able to operate at that time. So I do agree with you. Once you're healed,
Hmm.
you learn and you do better. So I agree with that.
Because this what happens, Chelley. Like, okay, so you done been through some things, I done been through some things. But if we interact with somebody that's hurt, both of us team up with the healing, and
Mm-hmm.
our energy, our vibration, our high vibration will
Right.
either make them, it will
That's
make them be held accountable to their healing. Because they
that's
will ask you, Chelley, how are you doing it? I know you went through the same thing. Mr. Black Wall Street, how are you doing it? Because I know you went through the same thing. And
mm-hmm.
all we have to do is tell them, I'm just focusing on my healing.
I love that. And not just that, the energy and the vibrations are magnetic, like you said.
Right.
So if they don't ask you that question, what is it that you're doing? It's going to rub off on them in such a way that they're going to want to, be inspired to get the help
Yeah.
that they need so that they can heal. And that's what it's really about.
Yeah. It's all about, even when you don't feel it, ooze with love. Even
Mm-hmm.
if you think, I always used to ask myself, how can I demonstrate something that I never experienced?
Mm.
For a lot
That's,
of years, I never really experienced it. So
yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm
no,
working on doing
no,
a better job of that. I was saying that it's easy. You operate from a space of knowing how you want to feel. You know what I mean? Whether you've experienced it or not.
right. And I think that's kind of, it's kind of complex for us men,
Mm-hmm.
because we have been taught as young types that we should detach emotionally. Don't cry. Don't be whining. What's wrong with you? Man up, get yourself together. It ain't hurt. So now when we get older, we
Yeah.
take on this false sense of pride, and we can't express to anyone, whether it be our mate, whether it be our business partners, in any relationship, because we always feel like we have to fix it and we have to be okay. And that's not a good place to be. You
Mm.
know, us as men have to be in tune with our emotions so that we can respond to our wives, our girlfriends, our children in a proper manner. Because if we don't, all we're going to do is just always express ourselves in a brute manner.
Mm.
We're never sensual. We're never forgiving. We never have a sense of compassion, because society in the world has taught us that we have to man up and we have to always fix it.
Always fix it and always be strong. That was powerful. So
Go
if
ahead,
you
go
if you could leave us with one tip of um how one tip or word of advice to our broken brothers.
ahead. Well, one of the things I could say is you do not have to be broken. And you have to understand that when we dealing with certain things and certain issues in our lives, we have to assess it in such a way to where we can respond effectively. Um, Stop believing what society is saying about you. Find out
Mhm.
what God is saying about you so that you can get a deeper understanding and a revelation of who you are. Um, Most of us are walking in a space of not knowing. We
Mhm.
don't know. We don't know. We don't understand. We don't relate. So it's a lot that's going on.
Mhm.
Um, so when we deal with these things that we're dealing with in this world, we have to be mindful that we are bigger than the problem. We
I
have to
love
focus
that.
on the issue and
I
just
love
be solution based. It's okay to cry. It's okay to get in tune with your emotions, and it's okay to deal with things and get help. I suggest you go get help. It's okay to talk to somebody. It's okay to deal with somebody. Let somebody deal with you emotionally. Get spiritual help, get mental help, and also get your physical help.
Amen. I love that. And thank you so much for being transparent. I loved it when you said that when you love people, you love them from the spiritual realm through God's heart.
Right.
Because we as humans, like you said, it's always conditionally. So thank you so much for being transparent. You know what I mean? And as always, we never have enough time. So tell everybody what your social media handles are and how they can reach you.
Okay, well, you can reach me at Facebook, Black Wall Street Tony, Instagram, Chef Black Wall Street. And my email is Mr.Tony_Marshall@yahoo.com. My phone number is 757-802-8227. And if you want to scale up your business, call Black Wall Street Enterprise. We'll get you right.
Also, and don't forget, do you have a website for your chef?
No, I actually I'm about to reboot and about to I'm restructuring everything as far as my culinary side. So right now I'm just focusing on my consultant firm, my 501c3, and the other stuff that I do, my mental health program. But I'm about to spearhead that back very, very soon.
Okay, no, that's amazing. As always, it's always good to hear your perspective. I'm so glad that we have brothers like you who are willing to make deposits into our brothers. Is so necessary. And we will check in with you guys later. So we're going to go to a quick break. Welcome back, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the conversations with changing the narrative and the perspectives of our Black men. My next guest is also here to talk about his perspective and experiences on how we can change the perspective of our Black men. You guys help me welcome Mr. Brandon Chastang. Welcome, Brandon. How are you? Oh, did you mute yourself? 1 second.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you for having me. I'm
Absolutely.
really excited to the show, so thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having you both. It was such a powerful encounter, at the Brims, Beards, and Brunch conversation. So I had to really have you guys back so that we can speak more on it. So I want to go into some of the icebreakers. I know I didn't get to do it with Derrick. And so I'm sure you heard some of the questions. So it's not fair because you got a chance to figure out what your answers are going to be.
You know what, man? Hey, man.
Uh-oh, did we lose you, Brandon?
I'm here. People be calling, man. I was trying to hook it up on my other phone. But
I always put my phone on Do Not Disturb because it seems like just when you're doing that interview, then that's when your phone starts.
Oh, you could do that?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Do you have an iPhone or?
Yeah.
Yeah, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. That way the calls won't go through.
Got it.
Yeah, that way you'll be fine.
We're good.
All right. So the first question is, how do you feel about paying for the first date?
Listen, it doesn't matter. I think like Mr. Black Wall Street said, we at a stage right now where we need new solutions for outdated problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was
well said.
If you got it, and if that's what you want, then but if you wanna like do it. It's a shortage of men. So why wouldn't you want to pay for the first date as well? Like it doesn't matter.
I love that. Having new solutions to outdated problems. That's good. That's good. And it changes the perspective. Like it gets your mind to thinking, you know what I mean? Like this is old. Like, I mean, who cares what society says? Like you said, it's what I feel like I want to do.
Right, man. I had women that offer me, you want to go out on a date. It's my treat. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. I love that. I think it really goes back to that changing of perspective, how we just view things. We just have to tell ourselves new terminology. You know what I mean? New language. That's all it's about. Yeah. So I agree. I love that. That's going to stick with me. I love that. What about open a door for a woman?
You know what is it, and that's true. Like it's the energy, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, some women may get that treatment, and it may not be an everyday treatment, right? Like if you open up the door sometimes, and sometimes you don't, it doesn't make you better or less than.
Right. Right.
You know,
no,
like, you know, I mean, I guess putting your coat down to have her walk over the puddle so she won't get her shoes messed up. I guess we might as well do that too, right?
I don't open up a can of worms. But no, that is a good perspective. You know what I mean? Because, you know, like Tony and I were just talking about, it's all about the alignment. It's all about the energy. So if you show up one way, more than likely, I'm going to match that energy or not. So it just kind of depends. So no, I completely get that.
There you go.
That makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. Things you could leave behind: shopping or eating. Eating out.
Eating out.
Eating out.
Everything starts at your gut. Your emotions, your thoughts, you know, your ups, downs, lefts, and rights. It's all in the gut.
You are what you eat.
You are what you eat. That's just a fact, though. Like, I'm talking about
for real.
Everything. Why you depressed today is because think about what you ate yesterday.
Whew. That's heavy. That is so true.
So, you know, for a person that don't know how to cook, and some people kind of like knock me for not knowing how to cook, but you know, I don't know how to cook like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a chef, so I pay homage to Mr. Chef. I mean, Mr. Blackmore. I can't cook. You know
it ain't. I mean? Everybody ain't able.
I can't cook, man, but I do respect the fact that when you can make your own food and like really, yeah, man, I'll leave the outside food alone.
Right? You stay in your lane. Yeah. So even though you feel like you can't cook, I know it's something that you're good at. Like, what is that something that you're good at that you go to as far as cooking that you can cook?
I'm a great active listener.
Really?
Yeah, man. You know, you gotta like it took therapy for that though.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I said we're still talking about cooking. I said, what is it? Yeah, I said I know you'd like to think that you don't know how to cook. But I know it's that one thing that you're good at. Like, what is that one thing that you go to that you know how to cook? So that's why I'm like,
okay, my bad. Pardon me.
No worries. I know you're pretty sharp. So that's why I was like, there was a disconnect somewhere. So let me ask the question again.
Pardon me.
Yes, no, you're fine. So what is that go-to that you are really good at? Man, whether it's bacon and eggs or I don't know, cereal.
I can make survival food, right?
There you go.
I can make survival food.
Right.
So what is it? The air fryer?
Yes.
So that helps out a lot for me as well. Like I eat a lot of I'm a pescatarian, but I do eat like a lot of vegan food. So I throw it in the air fryer and call it a day. But if I had to like pots and pans it, besides the eggs and all of that, like spaghetti. But I don't, you know, like spaghetti is like
spaghetti is everybody's go-to.
Yeah,
men and women, it's just so easy.
Yeah, that's a go-to.
It's just so easy. Okay, cool. Still on the things you can leave behind: FaceTime or texting. What could you leave behind?
I'm gonna leave texting behind.
Texting, okay. So you like to have that conversation face to face.
I mean, well, whether you young or old, texting texting can come off like when you need to get this conversation out. Like I need vibrations. I need interacting. I need eye-to-eye contact. I need to see body language. You know what I'm saying? Because I can say something like, yo, what you doing? But in the text, it can come off as, yo, what you doing?
Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. All I'm saying.
Right.
So, you know, right now, this
I want you to hear me. Yes. No, I love that. I love that. How would you spend $1 million?
$1 million. Wow. You know what? I was always saying this, and I'm happy I can remember what I was thinking. I would get my body right.
Really?
Like I'm
Like
talking when
like
I'm
hire like a coach, a
like
trainer.
I'm talking about like I'm talking about like mind, body, and soul, though. I'm not talking about getting fake
It's the
this and
physical.
fake
Okay.
that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like I need a cleanse, an inside cleanse. So whatever the best cleanse that money can buy, that's what I'm going after.
Okay, because I
I
was
need
going to say, why would you need money for that? But like you said, paying for the best of the best, the best
the best of the
fruits
best,
and
like
vegetables and herbs. I got you.
vegetables and
Absolutely.
herbs and
Gotcha.
working out coaches and eat like all of these things, meditation coaches. Like I want
Yes,
to pay
I like that.
therapy
Yes,
like I want to get the best therapists and you know what I'm saying, like whatever that money that million can
that's the
do for me,
highest form of self-love. I like
that's
that.
what I
Self-love
want.
and self-care.
Like I want to get all these toxics out of me. Like I always said, if I
Yes.
ever became rich, like if I ever like, and it's coming, the whoever want to be a part of this movement with me,
Yeah.
we gotta take a 30 to 3 months getaway. Like the phone is away, this is away, that is away, and we get in our mind, body, and soul.
Right. That's perfect. That's necessary. That is
Yeah,
so necessary. So,
yeah.
question for you. You said you're a pescatarian. I'm a pescatarian as well. Um, Eat a lot of protein, a lot of fruits and vegetables. The challenge for me is the dairy, going back to the toxins. A lot of the toxins comes from the dairy.
Right.
So that's the biggest challenge that I have, the cheese and the dressing. So
Yeah.
I'm working on trying to phase that out. So do you have any recommendations for um like good vegan cheese and dressing that kind of tastes like the real thing?
No, to be transparent with you, I have that problem as well.
Oh my God, that's the
I have
biggest
that
issue.
problem. I had that problem as well because,
Whew.
I'm one of those type of people. I haven't become a student
Hmm.
to eating right. So I just go along as I go. But nobody, if I come across something, trust me, I'll let the world know. I'll let you know.
Yes.
Because the cheese is like we grew up on that cheese, and we grew up on that stuff, man. But I can say this for milk. I wouldn't recommend anybody, just whether you a pescatarian, I wouldn't recommend you drink whole milk.
Yeah, I don't do the milk at all. Every now and
I,
then I may do the
so
cashew milk or the almond milk or something like that.
almond milk with a hint of honey, that's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah. I
That's
don't I
my
don't do
favorite.
the milk at all. The
Yeah,
the
so that's
cheese and
something
the
that I
dressing.
do know. Yeah, that's something
Okay.
that I do know. I rock out with that all the time. Like our bodies as humans should not be drinking that.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
grew up on it. Well, I grew up on it.
No, I grew up on it too. And eventually, once I knew better, I phased it out. So that's why I
Right.
said everything else I got down packed. It's just really trying to find a way to get rid of the dairy so that I can get the toxics, the
Right.
toxins out of my system, so to
That
speak.
dairy causes that mucus, man.
Oh my God.
That mucus it had, and mucus is the number one form of catching some type of disease. Like, and I talk about,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely. That's my constant battle. I'm still praying on that and working on a solution. So
now we're gonna
um
get through it.
yeah, we definitely will. So, talk to me about some of the encounters in your life. Like, I know you have a colorful journey, as we all do.
Mhm.
I know you talked about being strung out on drugs, but what encounter in your life made you get to the point where you were like, you know what, enough is enough? I not only need to change myself, but I really need to be the change in the community and be the change that I want other people to see. What was that encounter?
Man, I just wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. I wanted to commit suicide, but I never had the heart to jump off a roof or put a gun to my
Mm,
head or slit my neck or something on my wrist or whatever the case may be. So after a while, I was addicted to pills for 14 years of my life. So as the years progressed, my dosage progressed, and
wow.
started taking more and more and more. Then it was just to a point where I just asked God, like, listen, you know, I'm very high right now. Let this be my last time, like dead though, like
Wow.
not looking for help. Like I thought that was the help,
Right, right.
and
So were you increasing your dosage by buying street narcotics, or your doctor was increasing?
no streets. At this point, it was just so. Once I got shot 2004, and that's when I was prescribed Percocets. Never heard of a Percocet. Never knew what it was, what it did. The doctor never told me exactly what it can do. Like be aware of what it can do. And from 2004 to 2018.
Wow.
January, I went into rehab January the 21st, 2018, and that's when my life changed. So
Thank God for that. And thank God for you having the courage. You know what I mean? And just being fed up. I just feel like that's the biggest curse, especially when people like yourself, have situations being shot or in car accidents or, have, necessary surgeries that, have them resulting in relying on pain medication that then turns into this addiction.
right. A lot of people, I mean, and it's not easy, man, because you're afraid, you need help, but you're afraid to get help because you're afraid of the next level. Like people gonna laugh at me, people gonna
Yeah.
talk about me. You need help because the stigma is when you're asking for help, you're showing weakness, especially as a man. As a man, it's like, oh, and when you were the man, it's like, oh shit, you was the man, and now you're weak, and now you need help, and now the joke's on you.
And it's so interesting that you said that because women have that same feeling at times. You know what I mean? But I've learned, and I'm sure that you've learned as well, that being transparent is power. There's beauty in being transparent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once allowed yourself, because you have to first admit that you have a problem, you have to first admit that you really want to get help.
Yeah.
What was that process like? And again, I applaud you because that took a lot of courage.
Man, shout out to my kid's mother, man. I feel like I'm forever indebted to her, man, because she helped me out. At the time, she was my girlfriend, and we were together. We were, and we had two kids. And we had two kids, and she still dealt with it, but she still stayed by me and helped me get into rehab. So, once I got there, man, it's nothing like a strong woman.
Amen. Amen.
I'm not gonna lie, man, because we it's just that's a different topic, but yeah, shout out to her. And once I got there, man, I was in rehab for 2 weeks, man. My first 2 weeks I wanted to leave. I felt like I didn't belong there. I felt like it was people in there that were worse than me. And then my last 2 weeks, I just like, you know what, I'm gonna tap into my diamond, the diamond that I've been afraid of all my life.
So
And
tell people what that diamond is. I hear you talk about it a lot. Tell people what that diamond is.
the diamond is actually, when I tell people to tap into the diamond, right? Tapping into the person that you always been afraid to be. That person
Higher self.
that's really you. When you go in the bathroom,
Mm.
lock the door, and you take everything off, you're naked, you're looking into the mirror. That's who you are. You see your
Mm.
insecurities. One thing about is you versus the mirror. When it's you
Yep.
versus the mirror, you see your insecurities and you see the real you. So I
Yes.
said, you know what? I'm gonna start showing my talent. I really want to see what's good. I really want good in the community. I really want to show. I really want to be transparent. I want to tell people that I was a deadbeat father. I was using women. I was out here, doing criminal activities. I was out here just like being disrespectful to my community. And I really should have been saving my community before I got hooked on drugs,
Mm.
based on my mother and father being on drugs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm acting. I love acting, So it's like, man, I'm showing my true talents, something that I've been afraid of doing when I was out here running around trying to be something that I really wasn't.
That is so powerful. And I'm grateful that you're in a place where you can be transparent. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
oftentimes when you're put in a position of influence, you have to be relatable. And by being relatable, it builds the trust. You know what I mean? So I feel like with everything that you've been through, that's what qualifies you and Tony and, you know, the other brothers that we spoke to.
Shout out to Tony too.
You know what I mean? That's
100%.
what qualifies you guys. You not only have the experience, but you're relatable.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're able to, you know, be that influence. So we talked a little bit about changing the narrative of our Black men. Talk to me about why that's important to change that narrative.
Well, it's, like I said before, it starts with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
It like we have to understand that Black men, we have been put in a position where we had to prove who had the biggest penis, who had the larger pockets, who had the best girl, who's just the strongest, who looks the handsome. Like we have always been put in competition, right? Where it was never like that. Our culture in Africa wasn't like that. It was really village, family. We knew who were the leaders was, and it wasn't based off of just that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I tell Black men, like, yo, listen, believe it or not, I love you. I'm not in competition with you. I don't want to compete with you. I don't want to debate with you.
And what the shirts say, I love that.
And I don't, more importantly, I don't want to kill you. I want to heal with you.
Yeah.
Because we all need healing.
Powerful.
And then our women must understand that stop falling for these popular social media sites and reality TV shows that's not only dismantling the Black man, but dismantling the Black family.
Yep, that is so true. So I want to go back one quick second. You talked about, you know, how Black men were always competing, you know, whether it was who had the biggest penis, who had the most money, the most girls. Do you think that that's changing? I feel like there's a huge influence, especially if you listen to music, the rap. I mean, it's still circulating. Do you feel like that's changing where it's not as much competition or no?
I think as of right now, it's a lot of competition, right? But like I said before, we have to constantly spew powerful knowledge of powerful Black men on to the community, because you got to remember, it's them versus us. It's sell your soul versus the strong. I mean, it was a movie, but 300 Spartans is real. When you got to think about like everybody else giving up, it's like, yo, listen, man, I need money. This person want me to do this, that, and the third. I'm going to do it. You want me to talk down on Black men? I'm going to do it. You want me to kill Black men? I'm going to do it. The fact of the matter is we need more shows like the Chelsea show. We need more Black men coming on, like the men that was on here right now. We gotta constantly give it up, because when people say Black men, there's no good Black men, that's a lie. It's Black men marrying Black women, raising their kids, doing what they're supposed to do.
I love that. And that is so true. And one thing that I liked about the Beards, Brims, and Brunches conversation, it's always a mouthful when I say it. I love the love that was in the room with you guys. I loved how some of the younger brothers stepped up and said, you know what? I don't know. Teach me. And that vulnerability is power. You know what I mean? Because you're freeing yourself from being held in bondage of, you know, getting the necessary information that you need to grow. Right. So to see you guys love on each other and be willing, you know, to show each other the way, to be the light, that's powerful. And it starts there. And I just hope and pray that it continues. You know what I mean? Because oftentimes we have these events, you know, where we build there. We make promises, you know, that we're going to continue outward, and it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, man. And vulnerability, I tell men, you know, being weak is when you are afraid to show that you need help. When you are afraid to show that you're suffering, you got a lot of pain, because, you know, the strongest muscle is the mental. That's the strongest.
The brain. That is so true. Yeah.
That's the strongest muscle, man. So, and guess what? Guess who beating us? That's puny. They're real puny. They're not strong. They're not fighting lions like we do. They don't fight bears like we do. It's the guys that's dictating you that don't look like us.
That's true. So true.
That's how they can capture lions and make them do tricks in circus and all of that. Come on, man.
It's true. We're hungry for the information. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so important. Talk to me also about why it's important to make those healthy deposits into our future generation of Black men.
Well, you can't blame people for miseducation, right? So many years, some of us have been so ignorant to, powerful Black men. A lot of them don't know who's who. If I ask people who's Ganyan Bluford, and that's just to throw somebody out there, that's the first Black astronaut. You know what I'm saying? And they may not know the first white astronaut, but the fact of the matter is, like, we have to constantly new solutions for outdated problems. We can't keep just talking about the old people without bringing in the new people so we can bring in the old people.
Right. You have to have that balance for sure.
You gotta have a balance. So it's imperative that it appears corny. Like it's corny. Well, we know that. We the choir. We know that it's not corny.
Yeah.
But I tell people, you can still be fly, be educated, be cool, and still have heart to fight somebody if somebody disrespects you.
That part.
But nobody's going to disrespect respect. They're going to honor it. Man, I don't want to kill you. I want to hell with you. I'm smiling. It's good, bro. Peace. That's a defense to be like, you know what, man, I'm going to go to the next person that seems like they're aggressive.
I love that. Like that shirt, that slogan has so much power. You know what I mean? It makes you respect it. It makes you want to do better. It sparks up a conversation like that on so many levels. I don't even think I have the words. How did you get to that point of putting that on the shirt?
Man, it's so many people are dying, man. I've seen young kids die, but this for the past 2 years, this is the most that I've ever seen.
And they've been getting busy in Philly.
They in Philly is getting busy.
Yes.
And I'm talking about like these kids are 15. They just getting out of a male puberty stage is anywhere from like 11 to 13. You just started puberty and you dying at 15. So I was just like, man, you know what, man? We need healing. Man, I don't want to kill you, man. Like, I don't want to kill you. I want to heal with you. Because we both need to heal.
That part. And when you say that, the person that's doing the rah-rah and doing the most, it brings them down.
When they see the shirt, it brings them down.
About the healing in the words, though. It's just powerful.
When you walking down the street and I look aggressive to certain people, you may look aggressive. We both want to prove that we're not afraid of each other. My shirt is going to say it all.
Yes.
Because sometimes, I'm 6'2", 270 pounds. The first thing people want to say is
the threat.
But I'm not. But the one thing that we're not doing is emasculating.
Yes.
I'm not loud. My voice is just powerful. Black men voices are just powerful. We're not going. I'm not losing 300 pounds and I'm 60 pounds so I can look. Right. Like, you know what I mean?
Less threatful. Yeah. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to at all.
We are Black men. We just built different.
We are. We always have been and we always will be. You know what I mean? But like you said, that shirt changes the perspective. Like,
it's a shield.
It's powerful.
I don't want to hurt you. And guess what? Not even kill you physically, though. Like, I don't want to kill your vibe. Right. I don't want to kill you mentally.
Spiritually, mentally, yes.
Financially. I'm not trying to be, I'm the vibration. This is the vibration right here.
That's good. That's the whole movement.
It's the movement.
I need to get me one of those t-shirts.
Yes,
Like
yes.
seriously, that's a whole movement in itself. Like seriously, you're onto something when
Yeah.
you came up with that. You know what
Thank
I mean? It changes the narrative, it changes the perspective, it sparks the conversation. It says we need an understanding. It's just so powerful. So very powerful.
thank
So
you.
are you selling those? Where can people get those t-shirts?
All right, so if you want a direct hit, because I'm running late. I don't have a team of people that's like, my website is popping, www.bmcfly.com, or you could just hit me up directly, 267-290-1943. You can go to my Instagram, b dot, not the word dot, but b period mcfly underscore. You could go on Facebook, and that's Brandon Chastang, and everything else, man. Like, just type my name, Google my name, man. It's up there.
I
Trust
love
me.
that. I appreciate you. I'm definitely going to get a t-shirt. So leave us with one tip for our broken men.
Listen, right? Don't be ashamed of your story. Be ashamed when there's no ending to your story.
Mm,
Right? We
no
all got a
solution.
story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And guess what, man? They say knowledge is power, right? And I agree. But again, new solutions for outdated problems. Applied knowledge is
Yes.
powerful.
Yes.
Go out there, obtain the knowledge, and then utilize it.
Mm,
Apply it.
that's good. That is really good. Thank you so much, Brandon. You guys have blessed us tonight. Thank you so much to Mr. Tony Marshall as well. And then also Mr. Derrick Holmes. You guys have been an amazing family, host of guests. I want to thank you to everyone who continues to support me. You guys be sure to go check out Mr. Tony Marshall on Instagram, Mr. B McFly, and then also DC Vibe on Instagram. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You guys have a great and amazing night. Thank you, everybody. Bye.